Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I need to do an introduction. But for those of you who do not know, my name is Shanora Wright. I talk about faith, I talk about lifestyle, I talk all things girls. Mainly, I'm gonna start producing all things girls. And basically, I just share what really could encourage anyone, basically. I'm mostly an encourager. I love to encourage people. I like to make sure that people are living out their purpose. So if you are wondering why are you on this YouTube channel, listen, there's something that is inside of you that needs to be birthed out to the world. There's something that God placed in you that needs to be birthed. And so I am here just to welcome you. For those of you who have been watching, thank you all for your support, your love, even the kind comments to come back and tell me how much you're encouraged. It really touches my heart when people come back to me and said, hey, thanks for sharing this, thanks for sharing that. It really encourages me. It encourages me to know that you are encouraged. And so I just wanted to come on here, and today we're going to talk about how to transition to a new city or a new country, a new town, a new province. I have some practical tips here. And because the different countries and different cities they vary, I will not give you like what exactly you can do in a particular city or a particular town, but I will give you practical tips that can be implemented in any avenue, any country that you move to, or any city that you choose to move to as well. And so I am just splendid to have you here with me to listen to what I have to say. I'm going to try to make it as brief as possible. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button and make sure that you like, comment, and let me know how this YouTube channel has been encouraging you. So without a further ado, let's jump right into it. And so the first thing you want to do when you're moving to a city, when you're moving to a country, I'll probably share my story soon. Anyways, so the first thing you want to do is ensure that you know why you are moving to this country, know why you're moving to this city. It is very pertinent that you actually know. The reason being is that if you don't know why you want to move to a certain country, if you don't know why you want to move to a certain region, a certain city, it will be very difficult for you, because what happens is, my mom always told me this. She says that a wandering stone gathers no mass. She used to tell me that so much when I was younger, because when I was younger, I used to jump from one house to the next house to the next house, and meaning that I used to live in Jamaica. And so what happened is, as a child, my mom wasn't living with me at the time, so I never really had someone to really steady me and said, okay, you're under my roof, these are the rules, and this is what you will do, and you have no objection. I never really had that. So I lived with my dad for most of the part, and whenever me and my dad had some disagreement or something went wrong at my dad's house, I'll be able to go to my stepmom's house. And when something was wrong at my stepmom's house, I'll go to another stepmom's house. And when something was wrong with that stepmom's house, I'll go to grandma's house. And then when something was wrong at grandma's house, I'll go back to somebody else's house. So I was all over the place, just jumping from one place to the next. And so when I moved to Bahamas to my mom, I remember the first time we got into a disagreement, I asked my mom for something, and she denied me. She was like, no, you're not getting this. You're not doing this. And so I was used to being very spoiled by my dad, where we go to him and say, Dad, we need this. I need this. I need that. This is what the scenario is. And I need to go to this place, or I need to do this. And so for that, my dad will be like, okay, how much money do you need? Or right away, he'll just give us money, and we just do what we wanted to do, basically. So when I went to Bahamas, life wasn't like that anymore. And so I had a wake up call where I had to figure out, okay, I remember I told my mom the first time me and her we got into a disagreement. I said to her, well, I want to move back to my dad. And she was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh really? And so I had to stay, and I had to really work through those times. I remember she told me, she said, "A rolling stone gathers no mass." So whenever you have an issue, you need to stand and face the issue. And so that's why I tell you, for you to move to a city, to move to another country, it's not going to be easy. The adjustments are very bad sometimes. I remember when I moved to Canada at first, I saw like all my friends, they were going back home after their first semester, and I was staying. My mom, she told me, "You better stay in Canada. Like, you better stay. Like, you shouldn't be coming back. You shouldn't be coming back to Bahamas. You should stay." And I didn't understand why she told me that I needed to stay. And you know what I did, guys? What any child would do: call their next parent. When you have two parents alive and well, it's funny sometimes when, especially when you're a child, and parents, they could attest to this. When one parent says no, you go to the next parent and say, "Hey," and you sweet talk the next parent and say, "This is what it is," and so forth. And I remember I went to my dad and I said, "Dad, I just need you to buy my ticket to come back to Canada. I already have a ticket." And so I was persuasive on the phone, and I told Dad, "Everybody's leaving and I don't want to be here alone." So everybody was actually going back home to Bahamas, and I was the only one that was gonna stay in Canada in a big empty house. Why would I stay in a big empty house? No. So anyways, my dad was like, "Okay, no problem. I'll send you the money to get the ticket and to come back. So you could always go," and so forth. Because our ticket was already there. When we left Bahamas, we had a return ticket to go back to Bahamas. And so I ended up spending about 3 months in Bahamas. Man, that was the most best time ever, ever. So make sure you know why you are moving. When I moved to this new city, I moved because of a job, but also I further discovered that there were other reasons why I needed to move to this city. There was some part of me that needed to be rediscovered. There were some things that I needed to develop as well. And so I'm still processing and figuring out why I'm moving, why I moved to this city that I'm calling home now. And so I remembered also when I moved from Canada. I'm not from Canada, from Bahamas to Canada. It was mainly because God told me I had a burning desire that I wanted to study abroad. I did not want to stay in Bahamas or Jamaica, and I did not want to go to Cuba to study medicine. I love Spanish. I love Cuba, but I did not want to study medicine there. And so after that, I literally just wanted to just explore, and this is the avenue that God led me to go to come to Canada. Canada was the avenue that God wanted me to be in. So number one, again, ensure that you don't make you know why you're moving. So don't move because someone else did it. Don't move because everyone else is doing it. Listen, most of the decisions that I make in life, if I see everyone doing it, I am not gonna do it. That's number one. Number two, if someone is telling me to do something, I will totally do the opposite of what they tell me to do. Yes, it's a bit of a rebellion in me, but God would have to tell me, "Hey, you need to do this, you need to do that." Or if I feel within myself that, okay, this is a good thing to do, then I'll do it. But otherwise, guys, that's how I run my life. And so I always live a life where I am able to live with the consequences of everything, of all of my actions. If I'm unable to live with the consequences of my actions, then I will not do a certain thing. So that's just number one. I wanted to share that. Ensure that you know why you're moving. That's number one. Number two is to have a plan. Have a plan. I see a lot of people, they move to Canada. Even I've seen a lot of friends as well. They move to other cities, try to see if life will be better and so forth. Can I give you a secret? A secret is that I learned this. You have everything you need inside of you to be successful where you're at. That's a little tip. That's a little secret, guys. Everything is wrapped up inside of you. So, a new place for you to be successful may not be the ideal thing to do. Um, for you to be around other people, certain people, sometimes it may not be the ideal thing because success, you have everything. You are packaged with everything within you to be successful at everything that you put your hand to do. Once it comes to your mind for you to be successful at a particular thing, you have what it takes to do it. I just wanted to remind you or to just give you a little hint and secret about that. So make sure that you have a plan. They often say that if you shoot at nothing, you know what you're going to get? Nothing. So you want to make sure that you have a plan. When I was coming to Canada, I had my year's plan. My 10-year plan was already there. And I remember my pastor at the time, he came to me and he actually confirmed everything that all of my plans. And along the way, guys, which is also my next point, along the way, there's a lot of things that I had to tweak along with my plans. And so you don't want to be rigid when you have a plan. You want to make sure that the plan is there for structure. That's what a plan is there for. It's there for structure. It's there to help you and guide you along the path. But you need a plan. Okay, if I move to this city, I remember when I moved from Niagara City to London, Ontario, one of the things that I had in mind is I knew that I wasn't going to work in London. That was number one. I knew I wasn't going to work. And so at that time, my parents were still sponsoring me. But for some reason, that year before I moved to London, I don't know, the Lord actually had me to research a lot about money. And I listened to a lot of sermons. I listened to a lot of motivational speakers. I listened to a lot of people when it regards to money, when it regards to money management, when it regards to ensuring that you have multiple streams of income. So I was listening to a lot of people regards that. I remember that particular summer. Oh man, it was insane. It was insane that summer. I would be listening to sermons, going to work, coming from work on my break, everything. I live, breathe, everything I did was pertaining money and money management. And so at that particular time, the Lord had me to do that. And when I did that, I knew that I wanted to continue on my studies. And so after that, guys, when I moved to London, it so happened that my parents stopped sending me money. And what happened is I was able to prepare beforehand because my parents stopped sending me money. At one point, I had to pay for my own tuition. And I had to figure out life. I had to figure out, it's a good thing I had a really good savings at that time. And so it actually helped me within a whole entire year before I even worked. And so I just want to say that you should have a plan. Have a plan. You should have some form of structure going into a new city or going into a new country. Don't just go to a new city or go to a new country blindsided. You don't have no plans. You don't know what you want to do. And make sure that you have the resources ahead of time. I know sometimes God can lead us to do certain things without the resources. And so along the way, the resources are provided for us. But at the same time, make sure that you have a plan. I can't stress that you need a plan. You need a plan. You need a plan. Okay. All right. So the third thing that I want to talk about is expect challenges. Expect challenges. The reason why I said this is because life is not easy. If somebody tell you that life is easy, I would want to meet that person. honestly, I would want to meet that person. Life is not easy. There are challenges everywhere you turn. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're not a Christian, there are always going to be challenges in life. And one of the things that I would say is that to brace yourself for them, like expect it. Know that challenges are gonna be thrown at you. They always say that when life throws lemon at you, you make lemonade. So brace yourself for anything. Be flexible to make changes to your plans, because when the challenges comes, like say for instance, when I first moved to Canada, first of all, I did not know if my dad was going to pay for me to go to school. I did not know how I was going to be paying for rent or anything of that sort. And I should actually finish up my story on going to Canada. My parents never wanted to send me to Canada, actually. I would have been comfortable in Bahamas or Jamaica anyway. But at the same time, I had to come up with a plan. So I was like, okay, I have a scholarship. I'll be able to work while going to school. I'm capable of doing it. Save money. I was familiar with saving money already and making sure that bills were paid ahead of time and so forth. And so I had a really good foundation when it comes to money. Both my parents, my step parents, as well as my biological parents, they literally gave me foundational practice, and they actually showed me it themselves, what they did with money and so forth. So I was pretty good when it comes to money. Now, sometimes people will say that, Shanora, you spend extravagantly, or they'll tell you you spend unnecessarily, or you'll do certain things, because I feel as though I could treat myself when I want to. Ain't nobody gonna treat me better than me. Okay, that's a rule that I have for myself. But anyways, guys, we're not talking about that. Be flexible to make changes. So when my dad stopped sending me money at the beginning, my dad wasn't actually. We never had a conversation to say that he's gonna actually pay for my tuition, or he's ever gonna pay for rent, or he's gonna pay for food or anything. I knew within myself. The Lord told me personally, and then my pastor came back and confirmed it with me that, hey, you're going off to school. And after that, I did not know how tuition was going to be paid. I did not know how groceries was going to be paid for, or anything was going to be paid for. But all I knew, God said I was going off to school. So I was like, okay, God, you said I'm going off to school. That's final. I don't need anything. I don't need to know the details. You work it out. Once you tell me to go, go. I go. And so at the beginning, my parents did not have the mindset to actually pay for me to go to school. But somehow, they came around and they literally started paying for me to go to school, pay for, where I was living, everything. And yeah, so that's what they did. But I remember I got so comfortable at one point. Oh, my parents are sending me money, so I don't have to work. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I just have to focus on school. But somehow a pastor that I was sitting under, he said that summer, I remember that summer, it was the first time I ever worked outside of my parents' companies. He said that every youth, go ahead and get a job. You're not going to sit in church for the summer and don't have a job. And so I went hunting for a job, and I got a job that summer. And when I got the job that summer, I started making money. I started saving a lot and so forth. And so when my parents all of a sudden stopped sending me money, it was fine because I had a job. I not only had job, I had savings. So I was able to be flexible to expect that, hey, if my parents don't send me any money, it's okay. I'll be able to handle myself. So yeah, be flexible to make changes to your plans. One of my mentors over the years said this. She said that, she has her plans, but she always has an asterisk at the end to say that changes will be made, or expect changes to be made. So that's my third point. Number 4, when you get to a city, this will help you in your transition into the new city. Join an association, a club, social activity or a community service or some form of church, some way that you get involved in that city, some way that you get involved to know other people in that city. I don't think a lot of people do that, and I don't think that a lot of people know to do that. That you could join a church, join a dance class, join some form of extracurricular activity outside of what you're there in that city for. Because the reason why is that is because you need people around. You need a community. When you move to a city, like for me, I moved to this city and never really had anyone in this city until afterwards I started going to church. I had, people from my job that I connected with. I was able to get along with other people. I met other people along the way because I knew one person and they introduced me to another person, and so on and so forth. So you get to know other people around. Don't just stuck like inside your house alone. Make sure get out, interact with other people. And you may say that, hey, Shanor, I'm not a social person. You don't have to be a social person, but you need one person in that city. You need one person that you can count on at the end of the day, or just someone that you can know to say, hey, you know what, let's go for a walk, or let's go for coffee, let's grab a bite, things like that. And you kind of meet people along the way. So I just wanted to encourage you with those. So number one, ensure that you know why you're moving to the city. Number two, have a plan. Number three, expect challenges. And number four, join an association, club, or social activity, social gathering, some form of social event where you can actually meet new people. You're able to know other people along the way. Don't just stay in your own bubble. Don't just stay in your own bubble, but try to experience life with others. That's something that I try my best to do, to experience life with others. Don't just experience life by yourself. Sometimes I love to have fun by myself. Like, I live in a really good size apartment and I'm not home most of the time. But when I'm at home, most of the times, I have so much fun. I dance, I'm singing, I do so much things. I could cook, I can read. I started reading this book that I'm enjoying so much. I've been addicted to it, this book. I do laundry. Man, I think I enjoy doing laundry. I so enjoy doing laundry, cleaning when it's cleaning day, cleaning, and just put on some music and clean the house and let the house feel so light and refreshed. Do barbecues and so forth. I really truly enjoy my own company. But at the same time, while I enjoy my own company, I also enjoy the company of others. I could do both. I'm very flexible. So yeah, I hope this video help you in your transition to a new city or a new town or a new country, and make sure that you brace yourself. I just want to encourage you to brace yourself for challenges. No one could really escape challenges. Challenges will always be there, and it's okay. It's just how you actually progress after the challenge comes. Like, how do you take advantage of that challenge? I believe it's Dr. Miles Monroe. I heard this from where it says that, no, actually, it's not Dr. Miles Monroe. I was listening to a conference recently, actually, and someone in the conference, I don't remember exactly who it is, but they said this. They said that, Pastor Keon Henderson, I think that's his last name, Henderson, or something like that, Henson, something like that. He said this. He said that, opportunities, a lot of people see problems as problems, but a lot of people, highly successful people, they see problems as opportunities. So I just want to encourage you, see whatever challenge it is as an opportunity for you to grow, as an opportunity for you to develop something new, for you to develop a new you, a new version of yourself as well. So happy Sunday, guys, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. talk to you soon. I'll release another All Things Girls soon. I'm not promising you guys anything, but soon.